Episode 27, Mindset Metamorphosis, Breaking Free from the Trap of Perfectionism by Banwo. Opsy Bee's business was thriving, but his perfectionism was starting to become a hindrance. He spent countless hours tweaking and refining every detail, fearing that anything less than perfect would be unacceptable. This obsession with perfection often led to delays and frustration. One morning, Opsy was working on a new course module. He had already revised it multiple times, but still felt it wasn't perfect. Frustrated and exhausted, he decided to call Jay for advice.
Jay, I'm stuck. I keep revising my work, but it never feels perfect. How do I overcome this perfectionism?
Opsy asked, his voice heavy with frustration. Jay's response was empathetic.
Opsy, striving for excellence is good, but perfectionism can be paralyzing. Remember that a done is better than perfect. Focus on delivering value rather than achieving perfection. Sometimes good enough is more than enough.
Opsy knew Jay was right. Determined to change, Opsy reached out to Mr. Parker for further guidance.
Mr. Parker, I'm struggling with perfectionism. I keep revising my work, but it never feels good enough. How do I find a balance?
Opsy asked during their coaching session. Mr. Parker nodded understandingly.
Opsy, perfectionism can be a major obstacle. Set realistic standards and deadlines for your work. Accept that mistakes and imperfections are part of the process. Focus on progress and value rather than perfection. Your audience values the insights and help you provide, not just perfect execution.
Taking Mr. Parker's advice to heart, Opsy decided to set realistic standards for his work. He created a checklist of key criteria for each project and set firm deadlines to prevent endless revisions. This approach helped him focus on delivering value and making consistent progress. One afternoon, while reviewing his checklist for the new course module, Opsy received an email from a follower.
Hi Opsy, I love your content, but how do you manage to deliver so consistently without getting bogged down by perfectionism? Best, Olivia.
Opsy smiled, recognizing the importance of sharing his new approach. He replied honestly, explaining how he had learned to set realistic standards and focus on progress rather than perfection. As Opsy continued to embrace imperfection, he noticed significant improvements. He was able to complete projects more efficiently and felt less stressed. His audience appreciated the timely delivery of valuable content, even if it wasn't perfect. One evening, Opsy received a call from Maria.
Opsy, I've noticed you've been delivering content more consistently. What changed?
I realized that striving for perfection was holding me back. I've learned to focus on delivering value and making progress. It's made a huge difference.
Overcoming perfectionism is essential. It helps you move forward and focus on what truly matters. Keep up the great work, Opsy.
Inspired by his success, Opsy decided to share his experience with his audience. He wrote a blog post about overcoming perfectionism and how it had transformed his approach to business.
The blog post read,
Dear readers, perfectionism can be paralyzing and hinder your progress. Focus on delivering value and making consistent progress rather than achieving perfection. This approach has transformed my business, and I encourage you to embrace imperfection and focus on progress. Sincerely, Opsy Bee.
The response was overwhelmingly positive. Many of his followers appreciated the practical advice and felt inspired to overcome their own perfectionism.
As Opsy continued to embrace imperfection, his business thrived. He felt more balanced and productive, knowing that his focus on value and progress was paying off. His audience noticed the change and appreciated the timely and valuable content.
One evening, as he prepared for another coaching session with Mr. Parker, Opsy reflected on his journey. He realized that overcoming perfectionism had been a crucial lesson, one that had strengthened his productivity and confidence.
Welcome back, Opsy. How are things progressing?
Better than ever, Mr. Parker. Embracing imperfection has made all the difference. I'm excited for what's next.
Opsy Bee, the aggressive and highly motivated hustler, had learned the importance of overcoming perfectionism. He was not only building a successful business, but also ensuring it was efficient and impactful. The adventures ahead promised more opportunities to deliver value, and Opsy was ready to face them with a balanced approach and a determined spirit.